Good morning. All right, welcome to the University of South Carolina Upstate. I'm Dr. Tierney Bates, Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs here at USC Upstate, and we will welcome you to New Student Convocation.
Good morning. I am Dr. Crystal Smith, Associate Vice Chancellor for Student Engagement and Retention Initiatives. On behalf of Chancellor Benny Harris and the entire campus community, welcome to USC Upstate. Students, this convocation ceremony is about you. This is an opportunity for us to welcome you into this very special university community. And it marks the official start of your academic career at USC Upstate. We have some special guests with us this morning. A very warm welcome to USC Upstate First Lady, Frankie Harris, and to our USC Upstate leadership team. Your convocation program contains an overview of the ceremony, along with the words to portions of the program that will involve your participation. It is now my pleasure to introduce Ms. Allison Cortez, a senior at USC Upstate, who will extend our greeting in Spanish. Allison.
Gracias, doctora Smith. Buenos días. En nombre del canciller Benny Harris y la universidad, bienvenidos, bienvenidas y bienvenidos. En esta convocatoria, tú, estudiante, eres el protagonista. Esta es nuestra oportunidad para darte la bienvenida a nuestra muy especial comunidad universitaria que marca oficialmente el comienzo de tu carrera académica en USC Upstate. Su programa de convocatoria contiene una descripción general de la ceremonia junto a palabras que involucran su participación. Gracias.
Thank you, Allison. We begin this morning with an invocation led by the Reverend Dr. Pierre Salmon. The invocation will be followed by the national anthem performed by Miss Samantha Abby Hogue, a USC Upstate junior. Please stand.
Dear esteemed faculty, staff, students, and honored guests, as we gather today to welcome a new chapter in the lives of our students, let us take a moment to reflect on the journey that lies ahead. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for this opportunity to come together as a community dedicated to learning, to growth, and discovery. We ask for your guidance and inspiration to all of our students as they embark on their academic pursuits here at USC Upstate. May they find joy in knowledge, strength in challenges, and support in one another. May this institution foster an environment of inclusivity, respect, and collaboration. Let us celebrate the diversity that enriches our campus and commit ourselves to understanding and embracing one another. As we begin this new academic year, may we be reminded of the potential that each student holds. May they be filled with curiosity, courage, and the determination to make a positive impact in their world. Let us move forward together, united in our quest for excellence, innovation, and service. Thank you for the blessings of this day, and may our journey be fruitful and fulfilling. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's twilight last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched, were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, bird bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please be seated. I am Dr. Pam Steinke, and I'm delighted to welcome you to a most honored tradition, new student convocation. As provost, I lead our faculty in the Division of Academic Affairs, while Dr. Smith in the Division of Student Affairs will work with you to ensure you have ample opportunities to engage in a variety of activities on campus. Our faculty will be invested in your success in the classroom. Together, we promise to provide you with a well-rounded, high-quality education that will prepare you for whatever career you choose. I'd like to take a moment to recognize the faculty who are with us this morning. Faculty, will you please stand? You may be seated. I also want to recognize our deans and vice provosts. Deans and vice provosts, please stand as I call your name and remain standing. Mr. John Barnett, Dean of the Library. Dr. Tanya Boone, Dean of the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Dr. Jeannie Chapman, Dean of the College of Science and Technology. Dr. Shulitha Dunlap, Dean of the Mary Black College of Nursing. Dr. Kim Purdy, Vice Provost. Dr. Jeffrey Stinson, Dean of the George Dean Johnson Jr. College of Business and Economics. And Dr. Renee Swanson, Dean of the College of Education, Human Performance, and Health. You may be seated. At this time, I'd like to invite Dr. Allison Ellis, Faculty Chair, to the podium. Dr. Ellis?
Thank you, Dr. Steinke. Welcome, new students. Like you today, every member of our faculty began college guided by professors who shared their knowledge. We are connected to you by that experience and by past traditions symbolized in the academic regalia that we earned with advanced studies and that we wear on these occasions. These colorful caps, gowns, and hoods date back to the Middle Ages. They symbolize not only the advanced degrees that faculty and staff hold in the institutions from which they have come, but to the commitment to scholarship, learning, service, and most importantly, to the teaching of students to which they have dedicated their professional lives. Will our faculty and staff please rise? Please refer to your program and read along with me. Students, we are wholeheartedly welcome you as the newest members of our learning community. We pledge our time, our resources, our support, and ourselves to your learning, growth, and development, both inside and outside the classroom. We commit ourselves to teach and care for the students of this great university with skill and compassion. Thank you. Students, this is our pledge to you. It is my pleasure now to introduce Ms. Madison Robinson Miller, President of the Student Government Association, who will lead you in reciting the Spartan Creed, your own pledge to take full advantage of the extraordinary learning opportunities you will have at USC Upstate.
Thank you, Dr. Ellis. As SGA President, it is an honor to be part of this Convocation tradition. As a senior here at Upstate, there are so many things that I want you to know. You are in for an insightful and entertaining journey. It won't always be easy, but you are now part of a community that truly wants to help you succeed and has no problem going the extra mile to ensure it happens. USC Upstate is an academic community preserved through mutual respect, trust of the individuals who learn, teach, and work within it. Our core values of wellness, equity, and stability set the tone. Our Spartan Creed speaks to how we'll stay true to these values. The word of our creed is on your pin card. Students, please rise and refer to your card and read along with me. As a USC Upstate Spartan, I will practice personal and academic integrity. I will respect the dignity of all persons. I will respect the right and property of others. I would disregard bigotry while striving to learn. In their feelings and their needs and conditions will support the help of their development. We are dedicated to supporting you in your academic career and life experiences. To symbolize our dedication, we receive your commemorative pin and you feel comfortable doing so. Please turn to your neighbor and pin the pin on their clothes as a gesture. Of the transfer of commitment the university assumes, you may also pin yourself. Let's give our new students a round of applause. It is now my pleasure to welcome Chancellor Benny Harris, who will introduce our keynote speaker. Thank you.
Students, you may be seated. Let's give your president a round of applause. Thank you, Madison. This is a very, very exciting day for me. Probably one of the whole year, there are 2 days that I'm most excited about. I'm excited about Convocation, and I'm extremely excited about what? Graduation. Those are the days. This is the day that we open up the first academic ceremony that you're a part of. And we set your journey as to what to expect over the next few years. And I'd like to stand before you when you have achieved that during graduation. I want to thank all of you for being here today at the University of South Carolina Upstate. There's another group of people that are here to invest in the future of this institution, and it's called my executive leadership team. These are folks who lead each of the major verticals of the institution. I'm going to introduce them and ask them to stand. First, you've met her. She's our provost and senior vice president for academic affairs, and her responsibility is to ensure and lead the academic journey of the institution, of which one of the reasons you're here. And her name is Dr. Pamela Stanky. I'm gonna ask her to stand. I'm gonna ask her to remain standing. The next person we have is the person who leads the money a very, very important person on campus. So he makes sure, he and his team make sure the physical responsibility of the institution is taken care of, all of the construction. We're in this space because his team had just put a new floor down on our arena floor, and so we couldn't get on that floor, so we had to come over here. All the new construction that's taking place with the library addition, with the health center, all of that is under his purview as well, and his name, and he's new to us, and his name is Mr. Stephen Hardy. I'm gonna ask Steve to remain standing. The next member of our executive team who's here is the one that all of you are gonna be at every soccer activity, every basketball activity, all of the, I started calling the name. Do we have any track and field players that have come in the first year? Raise your hand. Okay, do we have any soccer members that are here? Raise your hand. Do we have any basketball, men and women basketball that are here? Volleyball. What other sports we got? We've got a bunch of them. Baseball and softball. Golf. Pickleball. All of our sports team, his name is Vice Chancellor Matt Martin, and he asked him to stand, and he's in charge of all of our athletics programs. The person who's in charge of all of our marketing, communication, you see the team that's taking pictures, running videos. Her name, she's our Chief Marketing Officer. Her name is Keisha Williams. Give her a round of applause. Mrs. Donette Stewart, many of you know her because you called her for money, for financial aid and those type of things. I don't think Donette is here because she and her team are out taking care of students to make sure they get in school and are ready to go on Tuesday. But give Donette Stewart, Vice Chancellor Stewart, a round of applause. We do a lot of government relations. We do a lot of external affairs to make sure that we have the support and resources for you. And Mr. Christopher Taylor, he's our Vice Chancellor for External Affairs and our Chief of Staff. Give him a round of applause. You met this gentleman earlier, his name, he's the one that's gonna be talking Spartan Pride Magnified. He's gonna be really treating y'all like a daddy in terms of making sure you all do this, making sure you don't do that. He's gonna sit with you, make sure that you are supported in his team, and Dr. Crystal Smith and so many others who are part of his team. He's our Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs. Dr. Tyranny Bates, give him a round of applause. We also have Don, what's Don's last name? Don Bent, Mr. Don Bent. Don was the Chief Operating Officer for Oshkosh Defense. He came from Wisconsin, stood up the plant here in Spartanburg, made sure that the vehicles were coming off of the assembly line, and once he got it all stood up, he decided that he wanted to retire, and he said, what's next? And I had the opportunity to invite him to our team and to help us to start some of the new program. He worked with Dr. Jenny Chapman and her team in starting our new engineering program, among others programs to come. He does a lot of executive coaching for us. His name is Mr. Don Ben. Give him a round of applause, and he's our executive in residence. We have someone else who's not a part of the executive team, but very much is a major, major important part of your life and the lives of anybody across this country who wants to get access to the Chancellor. And I'm going to ask Ms. Michelle Musgrove to stand. I don't call her a gatekeeper, I call her an efficiency manager. And what she does, some of you, I've given you my cell phone number, and she calls me and said, Dr. Harris, you have invited all these folks to come by your office and stop. You only have so much time in the day. When are you going to do this? And she still try to make you figure out how to work. So thank you very much, Michelle, for your work. Now, who else? Did I miss anybody? Did I miss any of your colleagues? RJ, he's not here. RJ is responsible for raising monies for the institution. We call it the Office of Institution Advancement. His team is also responsible for alumni relations in terms of engaging our alumni and all those types of things. Mr. RJ Gimble is not here, but he's our Vice Chancellor for Advancement and the Executive Director of our foundation. These are the individuals who run everything that takes place at this university. Falls under one of their verticals. And If something is going well, give them credit for it. If something is going poorly, give them credit for it too. So thank you all very much, and thank you for your leadership and all that you do for the university. Thank you. So I can skip half of this. Now, it is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Midas Hampton, a dedicated educator, community leader, and a change maker. Dr. Hampton is the founding executive director of Strategic Spartanburg Incorporated, a nonprofit research organization that uses data-based solutions to improve quality of life in our county. He has more than a decade of experience in public policy, research, and community development. His work has connected grassroots voices with institutional strategy through roles with organizations such as the Urban Institute and purpose-built communities. A proud USC Upstate alum, Dr. Hampton holds a PhD in urban sustainability and lives in Spartanburg with his partner, his daughters, and dog. Living the values he's championed every day. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Midas Hampton.
So they have a hard script here for me to read, but in my fashion, I have brought my iPad. One, because I can't see, and two, I get to scroll, and I like that sensation. Good morning, USC Upstate.
Good morning.
Looking at the gym, so many memories come flooding back to me. We played hard on these floors, and I think some of my DNA is still in the cracks somewhere from the hard fouls. But before I get too deep into this speech, I want to say it is really, really good to be home. And I call it that. And you'll see why I call it that at the end of this speech. It's surreal standing here, really. I mean, I used to walk across the campus wondering how I was going to pass probability and statistics, and now they just call me doctor. That's wild. And if all my old professors could really, really see me now, they'd be one of two things. Either they would be incredibly proud, or they'll start rechecking their exam scores to see what's up. I want to thank Chancellor Harris, the Board of Trustees, faculty and staff, and most importantly, you, the students. You're the heartbeat of this institution. Everything that they do, every course offered, every event hosted, every late night email sent is for you. Today is a celebration about beginnings, a calling to step into the next season with purpose, with courage, and maybe just enough confusion to keep it interesting. Now let me really introduce myself, because all the accolades will muddy the water of what's base about me. I'm a poor boy from South Carolina. I like to say that we were so poor that we couldn't afford the other two letters, but my mother did splurge for an apostrophe because grammar really, really mattered. I grew up in communities that too often made you feel like your dreams had a shelf life, like success was something that was meant for somebody else. I come from the kind of neighborhood that gets talked about in research papers all the time, but rarely invited to write them. But let me tell you something. This campus right here, the red clay underneath your feet, this is the place where possibilities met preparation. USC Upstate is where I first started to ask questions, better questions, where I stopped seeing myself as a statistic and started to believe truly that I could change those statistics. When I arrived on campus, I didn't know what I was searching for. Some of you're here, excited to be here, but it's not a straight line of where you want to see your goals end up. To others, it is a straight line. But I knew that I wanted more than just a degree, more than just a 9 to 5. I wasn't my parents' generation. I wasn't going to clock in, clock out, and then do the mill until it was time for me to retire. I wanted impact. I wanted legacy. I wanted to know that I mattered and that what I could do could ripple through the lives of others. I couldn't find that in a single class, so if you're looking for that one class that would just spark everything, I'm sure that that's not going to be the case. I found it in the quiet corridors of the university, quiet in the library, in late night conversations with friends, and leadership meetings where we argued over budgets like we were trying to solve world peace. I found it in the campus activities board. I found it through Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the first intercollegiate Black Greek letter organization. We didn't always get it right, but we tried. We failed, we grew. And slowly I realized purpose is less about the grand declarations and more about consistent, courageous decisions. So let me say this very clearly, plain as day. Get involved. I know everybody says that at Convocation, but let me tell you what it really means. Getting involved isn't just padding your resume, grabbing that free pizza, though those are a perk. There's so much free stuff that you all will get, it's amazing. It'll blow your mind. You'll have so many t-shirts and you're like, I don't even know what to do with them all. But I'm talking about taking ownership of this place. It's about recognizing that USC Upstate isn't just where you go to class. It's a living, breathing community that needs your voice. So join that club, run for that office, engage with the broader Spartanburg community. And don't just join things that reflect who you already are. You seem amazing. Really join something that challenges the person you might become. You see, I didn't learn these things from textbooks. I learned it in CAB meetings, in CAB events, when folks didn't show up and someone had to step up. I learned it from students who had every reason to give up, but showed up anyway. Tired, broke, overcommitted, but still full of fire. Involvement isn't extracurricular, it's essential. It's how you learn how to lead without a title. It's how you discover that the work of building a community is messy. It is emotional. It is beautiful. And it's worth every minute of your time. So there are 3 truths that I want to offer you today. Because this is a speech, you've got to have numbering. They're not complicated, but they have shaped every decision that I have made, from working with students across the country in Seattle to building economic viability in Washington, D.C., to returning home to lead a research organization here in Spartanburg. The first, you are enough. Not you will be enough when you get your degree. Not you will be enough once you land that perfect job. No, you are enough now. The world will try to measure your worth by productivity. I'm here to tell you that your worth is inherent. Full stop. 2, your struggle is not your shame. Like me, some of you may be carrying burdens that no one sees. You're working night shifts, sending money home, parenting, surviving. That struggle, it's not your weakness, it's your training ground. I didn't just study public administration, I lived it. I stood in the line at financial aid office with my stomach in knots, wondering if I can afford another semester. I've wondered if anyone in the room who looked like me, who could understand me. And still, I rose, and so will you. Third and final one, you owe the world your gifts. They're inherent. You owe them. You're here to sharpen them, magnify them, explore them. But you owe the world your gifts. Toni Morrison said, if you have some power, then it's your job to empower somebody else. That's not just poetic, it is policy. If you can speak, speak truth. If you can lead, lift others. If you can build, build inclusively. This is not just a grab bag candy game. This is a calling. All that said, college is wild. It is. How many people just moved in? Raise your hand. All right, this is for you. You could meet the love of your life at move-in day, and then they'll dump you right before midterms. You'll think a 12-page paper is impossible, and then you'll crank it out in 4 hours with tears, caffeine, and blind faith. And let's talk about group projects. If group projects taught me anything, is that democracy is hard, and somebody always ends up carrying the presentation. Typically it was me. But those moments, yes, even the bad ones, become stories. They become your testimony, because success doesn't come from ease, it comes from endurance. My why has always been community. I do this work, whether it's research, policy, teaching, leading, because I believe in us. I believe in people who've been counted out, in voices that get silenced. I believe in stories that don't make the news but move the world. I believe that justice and opportunity don't trickle down. We have to build them from the ground up, and that building starts with students like you, with the leaders who see themselves not as individuals, well, not just as individuals, but as community stewards, because this is your community now. USC Upstate gave me more than credentials. It gave me vision. It taught me that the people closest to the problem are also closest to the solutions. If only we had the courage to listen and the conviction to act. So here's my charge to you, because if I had a chance to get up in front of a podium, I will have a call to action. So here's my charge to you. Be bold enough to take the hard and ask the hard questions. Why do things work this way? Who benefits? Who gets left out? Analyze everything, because you're here to build that critical thinking skill. Be brave enough to stand alone, because sometimes leadership means being the only one standing. Be humble enough to learn from those who walked before you, and wise enough to lift those who walk behind. And most importantly, be present. Don't just survive college. I know people are like, let me just rush through and get through this as quickly as possible. But don't just survive it. Live it. Stretch yourself. Make mistakes, heal, grow. Make more mistakes, repeat pattern until grave. One day, you will come back to this campus. You'll walk by the quad or drive around and see new buildings where old ones stood, and you'll smile. I was just driving in, smiling. Not because it was perfect, but because it mattered. Because you made it matter. You are not the future. I know people say that at Convocation, you're the future. You are the now. Your leadership doesn't start after graduation, it starts today. With how you show up, with how you serve, with how you dream. This is Convocation, a beginning. So begin boldly, begin intentionally, begin with joy. All right? Make that a contagious presence in your life. Joy. And know that you carry with you a lineage of brilliance, from the folks who drop you off, to the folks who stood up on this dais, to the people you will see in your class showing up every day to pour into you more and more. So go on, ask better questions, be the answer someone else is praying for, and never, never forget, you are more than enough. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Hammond. I'm going to ask Lauren to stand. This is Dr. Hammond's partner that he referenced. Give her a round of applause as well for the support. So as we soon come to a close for this convocation, I want to tell you a story. I'm going to ask my wife, Frankie, to stand for a minute. Sam. And turn around and say hi, Sam. Thank you. And I asked Frankie to stand because what I do for this institution, for you, is because of her and my kids. And the time that I give to this institution is because of her and my kids. Frankie would tell you any day, if you want a real smile out of Benny, ask him to talk about USC Upstate. Now, I don't know what she means about that, but whenever she wants to take a selfie, she don't think my smile is right, and she'll take it 25 times, but when she says USC Upstate, somehow the smile gets right. And that's because you are my calling. You are my purpose. When you go through life, try to figure out what God has called you to do, has purposed you to do. It is to inspire and develop young people to change the world. And that is what you're going to do. And you're going to do it with all the colleagues and friends that are around you. When I look at my soccer team, for example, and so many of them are international students, and the impact that they're going to have on this world is going to give a ripple effect. So that's going to make us all better. As Dr. Hampton said, you are not our future, you are our present. And it's that present that we need, all of us, to stand together to show the world how such beautiful diversity in all of its forms can come together and make us all better. And so I thank you for giving me the opportunity to live out my purpose and my passion through what you're going to do to make us all better. Thank you all very much. I love you. Look forward to this journey with you. Thank you, honey, for what you do. I'm not an easy nut to crack, right, Michelle? They trying to get me to slow down, y'all. But good luck with that. And but this is why we do what we do. Parents, thank you for what you've done and what you will continue to do. It is you who have brought your student to us, and it's our commitment that if they will let us, we will walk along with them and help them to achieve their greatest aspiration. But it's a relationship between us at USC Upstate and you and your parents and families, and we will do everything in our power to help you to achieve your greatest aspiration. Thank you, and I turn you back over to Dr. Crystal Smith.
Thank you, Chancellor Harris. If I could have Dr. Hampton join me at the stage, at the podium right quick. On behalf of USC Upstate, I would like to present this small token of appreciation. What he failed to mention is I was one of those offices that he would be in, asking the hard questions. And at one point, he told me that the seeds I plant do grow. And so I present to you one of my most beautiful plants. So thank you, Midas. So this concludes our convocation ceremony. Families, we ask that you please remain seated until the recession of the platform party and the platform party. Students, you will be dismissed by row, so please stay seated until the ushers come to your aisle. We then invite everyone to enjoy the refreshments we have set up in the tent in the parking lot outside the nursing and education wing. So straight down the hall towards the opposite end of this building. Thank you.